Renna, Cranford. Perhaps I'll ask specific questions about the ordinance you passed tonight, because I really didn't get a straightforward answer. And unlike what Jim Bittner tried to do, I don't do back and forth with you. I don't fraternize. It's twisted and turned. And it's people at home, you have to realize, if you want to know how your tax dollars are being spent, what they make you do is you have to ask for it in a document. If you don't know what document you have to ask for, you have to sort of play this game. It's very time-consuming, drawn out, numbers get pitted in these documents and those documents. Even the prosecutor, when they investigated the spending of Music Fest, even the prosecutor's office didn't get it right. I mean, that's how hard it is to follow the dollar around here. So if you see citizens here being frustrated, I mean, you're watching the back of my head. That's the respect citizens get here. You don't ever see the person speaking. But hopefully you do see clearly. I never watch these meetings at home. Hopefully you see the freeholders' faces. For instance, Freeholder Hudak was laughing at Jim Bittner when he was upset. And these people are paid about $30,000 a year for their part-time positions, and most of them, all they do is come to these meetings. And I did the math, that comes to about $840 a meeting. So they're getting paid $840 to sit here for about an hour, and they have total contempt for the public. Total contempt. It is beyond the pale of decent behavior in any sort of situation, any business situation, any relationship at all that you have. It is so disrespectful. It is so infuriating to know that these are our elected officials and this is how they behave. And they might be sitting there and saying nothing and doing nothing, but they are just as culpable because they're sitting there and doing nothing. Absolutely nothing, just watching it. So disgraceful. Not to mention, I will mention the employees in the back of the room. Executive salaries, over $100,000 each one of them are making, and they're gacking it up there and laughing at you as you get thrown out of the room by an armed police officer. He has a gun on him. As soon as you have a light up here, it's yellow, yellow, red. As soon as the light turns yellow, you start seeing him out of the corner of your eye approaching you. I mean, I'm used to it, but it's new. Oh, it is true. Oh, I have it on tape. Again, this is the disrespect the citizens get. I'm talking to the people at home. You get to talk to them ad nausea. I'm telling them what it's like for a citizen to come here to these meetings. You have an armed police officer waiting to throw us out for any infraction anytime you think we stepped out of the line. Yet your employees could do and say whatever they want in the back of the room. You freeholders could sit there and laugh in our faces. That's perfectly acceptable. So you have a chase system going on here. We have two levels of citizenry, and that's not democracy. And I want people to know that at home. I didn't have my answers, my questions answered. How is this a $30 savings, this reorg you're doing? Reyes was added to the payroll. He's making about $134,000 annually. Ron Zuber is remaining. No positions, as I could see, were eliminated. Graziano remains with the same salary with less responsibilities. So how is this a $30,000 savings when you added a $134,000 salary and you didn't get rid of anyone? Yeah, and you created a new bureau for Amanzo Sanchez, the director of golf operations. For some reason, I'm not sure who he's a bureau chief. Is he answering now? And I'm going to ask for that organizational chart. I hope you have it tomorrow. You should have it now. I mean, you passed this. You should have an organizational chart. Are you kidding me? I'm going to ask for it tomorrow. And you never answered why Graziano was given a civil service title, why he had his responsibilities reduced but not his salary. And the biggest thing I can see that's going on here is your engineering patronage will no longer be passed through Graziano. It's going to go through Reyes, which means, former county manager George Devaney won't have any finger on it anymore. And there is major patronage in the engineering things. And the other question I never got answered is why the county manager is now allowing county employees, non-law enforcement employees, to drive around in anonymity. They no longer have county government plates. I never got an answer to that. You don't answer the hard questions. You don't.
Thank you for your comments. County Manager, do you want to respond to any of those?
No, Madam Chair.
Anyone else like to speak at this time?